Hello and welcome to another week of Blunt Ranking here on the Blunt Lemons YouTube-Twitch channel, whichever one you've found us on. I'm joined, as I am every week, by a delightful Dion.
Hey, what a lovely compliment. And yes, hello ladies and gentlemen. You might recognise me from the completion series and this series. That's about it at the moment on the channel. Hopefully we'll get more going on Twitch soon.
I'm also joined by the joyous Joe.
Joyous Joe, I was wondering what you were going to say for me. I was assuming you were going to do some, this stuff. But I'm
Insult you?
pleased with it. Yes.
So I'm just going to insult you live on camera?
I
Well,
was trying to think of an insult, but I only came up with jet lagged. How bizarre!
The jet lagged
Jet lag.
Joseph.
interesting. I'm glad Chris is doing the intros. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But that other voice you heard is the beautiful bouncy Ben.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you very much. I am very bouncy.
And now, keep the flirting to a minimum, gentlemen.
Christ.
We gather here every week, as you might have guessed from the title of the stream/video that you've stumbled across, to talk about a franchise. And this, as it has been for the last 6 weeks, is it 6?
This is number 6.
Feels like
Yeah,
more.
6 weeks. The last 6 weeks, or if you're on the YouTube channel, there'll probably be one every day for one glorious week.
You poor bastards. You're gonna hear our mood swing so hard.
Because I haven't uploaded one of these in quite a while. But yeah, we were talking about the Alien franchise, and we made it to Alien Covenant. Woo! It's the end. Thank God. I haven't got the document up. Where's the document? There it is. Sorry, I had the engineer's wiki page open, reading that ridiculous shitfest of a thing. So, Alien Covenant released on the 12th of May 2017. Somebody in our document put that the American way round, and in fact, it's been the American way round for every one of them.
That might be
only-
because I've just copied and pasted
I've only
directly
just-
from Wikipedia.
I've only just noticed, and it insults me.
No. He put Resurrection the right way around.
Did.
I did.
Yeah,
Why did I
As
do that?
custodian of this document, you need some consistency.
Just make a few
You should
adjustments.
dock your pay, young man.
Anyway, 12th of May
Okay.
2017, with a box office of 240 million, it wasn't really that big a success. As I've said before, I've heard that you need to about triple your budget, and as the budget was somewhere in the 100 million range, this isn't a smashing success.
That is actually that's nearly half of Prometheus.
Which is, that strikes me a bit weird because this one has Alien in the name. You know, the last one was just called Prometheus.
Yeah, but
There was
I
a-
imagine
The
a
last
lot
one
of
had the
people
hype.
like me feel like this one's worse.
There was a lot of hype with Prometheus though. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything when it came out. I didn't know anything about it, and everyone was like, "Oh, Prometheus, Prometheus."
Yeah, it was like the Ridley Scott returns to Alien thing. This is going to be incredible.
I mean,
Yeah.
Alien Covenant also has the disadvantage of coming after Prometheus, so we
Yeah.
knew exactly how trash it could get.
Exactly.
So people decided to avoid this one, I guess.
Smart.
Yeah.
I don't understand the title. Alien. Oh, it's the ship.
It's the ship.
It's the shit. They're all the
So why
shit.
do they call it why do they call it Is that a Halo reference?
Potentially.
I mean,
Have I
I
just
very much doubt it's a Halo reference. but
Yeah.
missed that? I missed that the whole time.
It's probably
Should
got
we
some
mention-
biblical connotations.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Halo, like, full of biblical quotations.
What is a covenant?
It's a religious order, I do believe.
Something to do with that.
Interesting.
Anyway, I pass with the film. Joe, go.
I've watched it before.
You say that with such joy. I can tell it's with great joy that you've done that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen it once before this in the cinema when it came out because it's an alien movie, and even though I was well aware of what Prometheus was, this one had some trailers that kind of inspired some sort of creepy vibes. I didn't think it was going to be great, but I felt I needed to see it, and that's my pass to the film.
Dion.
I'm pretty much in the same boat. I did go see this in cinemas because I saw the trailers for it, and I'll give the marketing team credit. I saw the trailers and I was like, okay, unlike Prometheus, this looks like Alien. So I was like, okay, I'll go see it. How bad could it be? And then I watched it and I went, I hate this.
Yeah, credit to the marketing
So
team.
much.
Completely fine.
But yeah,
Ben? Oh, sorry.
no, I was just
I
gonna say, but
watched-
yeah, that's it.
I watched I watched the trailer, and I didn't watch the film because I didn't watch the last one, so why would I? It's first viewing for me this time, and the last viewing.
I'll say about. I didn't watch this in the cinema. I watched it later. I didn't like it very much when I watched it. I'll just put it that way. Didn't like Covenant very much, but you know, maybe it changed this time. So, quick thoughts, guys. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Before
I
we-
still hate it.
Oh, wow. Before we continue, I've just been looking up the definition of covenant. A covenant is an agreement. And in the Bible, it was the conditional promises made to humanity by God. So,
Promise to sit on his ass and not do much and watch us kill each other. Got it.
Is this supposed to be like Ridley Scott trying to be profound again?
I think
Well,
it's just a biblical word. And it sounds
I don't know.
biblical.
I want to lend gravitas to my film. What's the most biblical word I can find? Covenant. Let's go for it.
It's
Just print it.
It's literally, yeah, it's just an agreement between God and humanity.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Anyway,
Anyway, sorry, Dion, I interrupted you with something really boring.
Perfectly
So-
fine. Like I said, still don't like it very much. I liked it more than my first viewing. I wasn't as enraged this time, but there's still far too much retarded shit in this film. And even despite getting some awesome alien deaths, those alone are not enough to make up for just the rest of this nonsense. But
I feel
that's about it.
like I fall in a similar place, but a bit more on the positive side, if that makes sense. I don't hate this film like I used to. I don't think it's good. The driving force of the plot is people being really stupid all the time, non-stop. Nobody makes a good decision throughout the whole film. But I like the protomorph, whatever the hell it's called, and the xenomorph when they turn up, and they do cool things, unlike Prometheus, where nothing cool happened the whole time.
that's fair.
So, I mean, I guess I'm more mixed on this film. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's good at all.
I think it's the best film since Aliens. It's not saying much.
That's actually, yeah.
Um,
I was thinking
Yeah.
how ridiculous that statement was, but it's not the most ridiculous thing.
I didn't hate it, but it's not very good, is it? I mean, there's a lot of really good deaths. There's some good deaths, and
And
Good
some really
Xeno
bad
action.
deaths as well.
well,
Yeah.
aren't
There's
they
one-
all bad? Death
there's
is
one-
bad.
There's one death I'm thinking of in particular. We'll get to it, but it made me giggle on my set because I've watched this twice since for this one because my mum wanted to watch it as well, and it got a giggle out of me both times.
I can't remember which one it was now.
I can't. I mean, there's the one where the person's on fire and kind of falls over. That made me chuckle.
Okay, I'll say it. It's the one where they go back to the ship and the alien bursts out of the dude's back. She traps the person in there, goes
yeah.
back to get a gun, opens the door, goes in, slips on the blood, shoots the ceiling, was like, fuck, I'm out of here, locks her friend back in the room, goes gets another gun, and proceeds to shoot every flammable object that she can find inside her own cockpit.
Yep.
Every one of them.
Yep. God damn, she just wanted to die.
It's
It wasn't the alien that killed her, it was her own shotgun. Anyway, that was my favourite death. Joe, what's your quick thoughts on Alien Covenant?
It's incredible. Oh god, yeah. I didn't like it when I watched it the first time. Probably like it a bit more now. I don't know, maybe not. I don't like it. I mean, it's not a good movie.
I can sense your enthusiasm. It's just pouring off you for this film.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right, this movie makes the exact same mistakes as Prometheus.
Mm.
In like pretty much every way. Which I think we should look at it harsh because it's the same thing. But it does have some cool deaths. So that's about it, really.
I think the characters in this film are marginally better than Prometheus, but they are all thick as pig shit.
It's like the director looked at the problem. Like, he looked at the criticisms of Prometheus. He was like, okay, I put a load of smart people on a planet, and they all did dumb things. So what's my solution? I'll change their jobs. I was just saying, like, it was like, okay, so they're not scientists anymore. They're colonists, horny colonists. That makes it better for them to make the dumb decisions, right? I'm like, not really.
No,
Not really at
because this,
all.
even if you want to try and use that excuse, this is still like the emergency crew. This is the crew that's supposed to deal with ship operations. Hence why they were woken up when something went wrong with the ship. So they still have to be some sort of professionals. So they're still fucking retarded.
Yeah, it is.
The cast isn't quite as A-list as the last one, unless I've forgotten. Some people.
No, I
About
don't
James
recognize
Franco,
it.
Yeah, what? He got,
key member of the Covenant crew.
I couldn't believe that. When we were watching it together, I was like, "Oh, it's James Franco," and then he gets set on fire. I'm like, "What? What are you doing?"
I told you he was charging by the letter.
It's just is that what he did he really want that? Did he? It was like, I really want to be in an alien film. Just set me on fire in the first 2 minutes. Why?
I mean, do you think that the cast of Aliens really wanted to be also set on fire in the opening credits of
You mean,
Alien
what,
3?
Alien 3? I mean, no. They weren't even in that though. They were just like models or something.
Oh Christ!
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. But yeah, it's like it's not the same as it's not like Idris Elba and Charlize Theron and
No,
other
it's
people.
Not quite as star-studded. For sure.
But I think they're better. I think
Right,
the
yeah.
characters are better. Just dumb.
I like the main lady in this quite a bit compared to Shaw in the last movie, who I'm not sure what she ever really wanted. In this one, lady's at least competent for the most part.
I was so happy with her from the off, where she was like, "Hey, this random habitable planet that we found on course to the other habitable planet that we know is, or at least have done a lot more time and research to studying. This is a retarded decision. We should not be going here." And I was like, "Yes." I'm sure. What could possibly go wrong with randomly changing planet? It's not like you've spent literal years studying this one you're going to and preparing for it with the appropriate supplies, and you even planned out where you're going to land on the planet, and you brought how many resources specifically dealt for that planet, its environment, its like weather systems, etc. Nope, they decided to go to this random other habitable planet, which when they get to is stormy as fuck, which interferes with all their ship systems and barely makes the ship capable of flight again upon landing.
I enjoy what
Said,
the captain.
let's
what
have
I-
another storm. Again. Just like Prometheus.
Sci-fi storms, they're a trope.
Yeah.
But just the conversation she has with Captain there, where she's like, "This is a bad idea," and he's like, "Look, I'm not climbing without any things. I like having signposts." Like you're doing the exact opposite of that.
Exactly.
In his conversation, he's like, "I like to go where the pegs already are. I like to have all my things." You're doing the opposite. You're going into explicitly uncharted territory here. Like, it's just
Yeah. You have
No.
pegs and signposts, you're ignoring them.
That poor
Yeah,
captain. His
you-
decisions catch up with him very quickly.
He was just giving into peer pressure very fucking quick. The whole crew was like, "Hey, we should go here." I was like, "Fine."
Yeah, he was just useless.
Like, don't get me wrong, I know he was the backup, and there was like a brief bit of development between him and his wife where she was like trying to like encourage him because he clearly was not a very confident person, and that's why he was probably second in command as opposed to like first in command, because I assume if James Franco had actually lived, he probably would have had some charisma about him.
By the way, right, that character, they said he did something, but they don't say what it was. Or did I miss it?
Who?
The captain. They've got like, oh, he's got like a dark past or something. And then
They-
he says to Michael Fassbender, he's like, "I saw the devil when I was a child." And I was like, what did you do?
I don't remember saying he did. I remember him being like, "They didn't make me captain this mission because I'm a Christian and they don't like people with faith." Or
Yeah,
something.
I remember that.
Oh, the Christian. Oh.
Too unpredictable.
Those damn Christians, we can't put them in leadership positions.
I completely
Too
misread that then.
faithful.
So he's the way. So Shaw in the last film was like religious, and he's the religious one in this.
Those get fucked in the end.
That's weird and pointless.
Yeah, I mean, that never really came up again until he was having a conversation with the lady, and she was like, "I choose to believe was okay. Here we go again. This believing nonsense. But yeah, never comes up again. It's pointless.
Yep.
On the note of, oh sorry,
I was just agreeing. That was it. Sorry.
But it means stuff. It's deep.
I honestly can't fathom what meaning there is to this film. To be honest, like like it toys with the ideas of like the creation of humanity, and we've got all this like allusion to godhood and whatnot. And at the end of the day, it's a monster movie. Like I don't really understand where they were going with that.
Hmm.
I don't really know what this brings to it. I mean, in the last movie, we established the engineers created humanity, and that's fine.
Okay.
And then they go off to find the engineers, and they die. And I don't know what this movie actually revealed. The only thing this movie kind of reveals is that David's been tinkering and
Fingering.
all the right holes and stuff.
What wasn't there a point to this film apart from to give the xenomorph a weird origin, which they in interviews later try and along with fan theories try to desperately be like, no, it's not the xenomorph.
It's a slightly different xenomorph. You see, its blood is less acidic.
It's less skinny. Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, like none of the time, like even if they were trying to do a prequel sort of thing, spin-off, none of the timelines make sense.
I was about to say, should we talk about the timelines? Because we had one hell of a discussion about this on the podcast.
Yeah, they're absolutely fucked.
Oh my goodness gracious me. So for those of you out there in the audience who are under the same impression I was going when we watched these films, I have been under the impression for years until we watched Prometheus last week that Prometheus and Alien Covenant were prequels to all the Alien films previously. No, that's not the case. Apparently, the timeline goes Alien, then Prometheus, then Alien Covenant, and then Aliens. And it still makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Covenant, apparently, according to Ridley Scott or some interviews with someone related to this film, in early drafts, I say early drafts, until quite late in production, the xenomorph that we encounter in this film isn't a xenomorph. And in the script, it was like David was trying to recreate what the engineers had made. So the engineers made xenomorphs, and then David was attempting to recreate it, but then they just cut that bit. Neither way makes sense, to be perfectly honest. But I guess they were trying to fit it in, kind of.
That way makes more sense. Well, at least it's not good because this puts like this weird thing on the whole universe that all life was just created by the engineers, which is like just dumb. But it makes sense in a timeline fashion. I think, right?
It would make more sense if both of these films were prequels, but still no sense in terms of the universe.
Yeah, it was dumb in terms of the universe.
I'm not convinced. I've seen things saying Prometheus and Covenant before Alien.
It's not.
So
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Prometheus 2089 to 2093. Alien Covenant 2104. Alien 2122. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. But
it's dumb anyway. And this whole idea of the engineers who have like created all life, I'm not digging it. I'm not a fan of this.
The alien was like, it was a space creature. We didn't really need much more than that, but it's kind of like taking a sledgehammer to like it didn't need this elaborate backstory for making the alien. It was a space creature that was hungry.
Yeah.
And it had a weird way of impregnating its victims. But like now it's like actually they're created by these godlike creatures who go around the universe seeding life, and they made humanity. Then humanity wanted to find them, and it's like why do we need all of these steps just to say it's a deadly alien creature that kills people? Like why do we need all of these extra steps about the meaning of existence itself?
Mm-hmm.
We've had 2 films about this now.
They made a common mistake when it comes to prequels / sequels. Um, trying to explain far too much. Like I was saying when we were watching the films, and I think I said this in last week's podcast as well, and I directed these questions at Bella, like, did you think that we'd be getting the origin to that big hulking body that turns out to be fucking spacesuits that they found in Alien? Do you think we'd be finding out, the origins of humanity, and then Covenant comes along and goes, and now the origins of the Xenomorph, because fuck off, that's the origin, that's the Xenomorph.
I was looking at the image from the original Alien film of that. I don't know what, I guess it's an engineer, like, sat in the thing.
Yeah,
But
according to Prometheus.
like, it looks really cool in Alien, and then just like in Prometheus, like, no, it was just armor. It was just armor. It wasn't what they looked like.
It had a sense of mystery about it. Why was this ship crashed here? Why did it have a cargo full of alien eggs? And how did the alien egg get on? There was mystery about it. And now, like, we're just confused.
Yeah,
Because none of that makes sense with the information we provided afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
pointless.
Yeah, the explanation's daft.
And especially, why does Wayland Yutani know anything about this at all? If none of this came before Alien, why did they know?
It's dumb.
Like in the original
I think
Alien, it's cool that they seem to know about it, and you don't really need the. It's like, how do they know about it? Because it's the first film, you don't know what's happened before. It's just a case of, oh, okay, so the company knows about this thing, they want it, and the crew's expendable. Cool.
Simple and engaging for the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's expanded into this. But anyway, all of that nonsense aside, the movie itself.
Yeah, I want to talk about this crew's terrible planet landing procedures. Because they find this random, like, surely, being a colony crew of presumably engineering experts, they know not to just land on an unidentified alien planet. Sure, yeah, the atmosphere's breathable, cool, tick. There's parasites and disease and, like, organisms that you have no, and it's proved true almost within 5 minutes of them leaving the ship. They get weird air parasites invading them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's one of the examples of this movie's, like, the whole driving force of the plot is people being stupid. Just, like, dumb to the bones. Why are you going to an alien planet with no facial protection?
Yep.
Why didn't you send a probe? At least spend a few weeks sat in orbit, like, figuring some shit out.
It's the exact same as Prometheus, and in Prometheus it was almost. It's almost equally as dumb in both films, where you just land on a planet and go, oh, it's got breathable air. Right, time to take my helmet off. It's like, no. We have to get shots to go in between countries, and that was before COVID. Fuck you.
When they did Apollo 11, the astronauts came back from the moon, and they were put in quarantine for, like, weeks, because they were like, what if they have moon parasites on them? Like, even the people from the 1960s knew to not go to another planet and be like, yeah, sure, just
be fine.
have a look about, sniff the mushrooms, have a great time. It's the biggest tip of both these movies is that neither of them exist without people being profoundly stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the top and bottom. Like the whole movie, the whole shit doesn't exist. None of these issues happen if they just went out with a suit on.
Like, these people are dumb. There's one point where they're going to, well, first of all, they see an alien spaceship and they have literally no reaction. But that's not the bit I want to hone in on right now. They go inside. They're crawling inside this alien spaceship, and one of the crew finds these, like, mushrooms on the floor, and he looks at it with his face, like, about 30 centimeters away. He's like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's something on the ground. And then he pokes it, and it squirts shit in his face. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then just walks on. And I'm like, tell someone, you got alien spores spewed in your face.
You have no reason not to tell them.
Where does that go? Where does that go, by the way? Because in my mind it goes up his nose, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it goes in his nose. He breathes it in.
Just all the orifices.
Yeah,
nice.
He sniffs that. The other dude gets it up the ear. But,
He
like,
does.
Also, both these people get really ill, and their first reaction is not like, "Oh my god, I've caught space disease. Let's tell everyone and get me quarantined." It's like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." Sweating, pale, eyes bloodshot, stumbling around. No, I'm fine. I'm all right. But, Okay, cool. I guess you're
And-
fine.
And it's like, and it's the same with Prometheus as well. It's if I was on this expedition and we were in the exact same situation and we were out there and my colleague like passes out and just starts spewing blood. After about 5 minutes, I'd be like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die. We're all gonna die. We've caught some sort of horrible disease, but no one. Everyone's just like, we've got to help this man. What about you? What about me? There's nothing wrong with me."
There's also my favorite dumb death. When she locks the lady in the room, she says through the door, "We need to keep the infection local." So you have some concept of what quarantine means, but about 2 minutes before, you got sprayed with infected blood right in the face.
Literally.
You
Yeah.
too need to be quarantined. Like,
If anything, she's like more. She's got more shit on her than the other one.
I
It
still
went
love-
right in her face.
To be fair, the other woman isn't exactly the best as well. The guy starts convulsing or sat on the chair, and she decides after being locked in the room by the other lass, I'm gonna give him a hug. It's like,
Right.
what?
She gives him a hug and puts her hand right on like the infected like spot. I'm like, why were you? What are you? That's disgusting. First of all, why would you do that? And like literally a second later, spikes come out of his back, and it's like, oh, okay.
Stabs through her hand.
I don't think she gets stabbed. Did she get stabbed through the hand?
Yep.
It doesn't look.
I think she recoils. in
She does
time.
recoil in time. It doesn't matter. She gets her face eaten anyway. I think, or she slips and just breaks her neck.
And I think she gets like sort of just beaten and jabbed in the corner. I think.
Yeah.
she slips on the blood, draws a knife on the alien. Cool, you've got a weapon.
Never
A-star.
uses it.
It crawls into the corner and instead just like yells at the alien, "Stay away from me! Get back!" Because the alien understands English, of course. And then it leaps on her, and instead of doing anything, she just kind of flails while it like scratches her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then her friend tries to come and shotgun it, slips on the blood and shoots the ceiling, and then bursts into tears and runs away. So that was
Bursts
that.
into tears and runs away to get another gun instead of grabbing the gun that was basically right next to her still.
So both of them slipped on the blood.
They
like-
did, yes.
Like
Yeah.
like this has got like Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like banana skins.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And this is like our first major encounter with an alien species, like an alien like a xenomorph type creature fighting these people. And it's not the xenomorph that really gets either of them; it's their own like clumsiness
Yep.
that takes out the whole spaceship.
I don't get
No,
why.
yeah.
Well, like they
Yeah,
could
it's-
they could still have them die and things happen, but make the colonists or the crew not ridiculous.
Not retarded.
Make it as a consequence of the alien thing doing something cool or menacing, as opposed to they just slipped on blood, both of them in the same spot.
Chris,
Make
you-
them competent, but also like just like from like so this is like an uncharted planet they go to visit and land on. Why not just make this Oragai 6 or wherever they're going? They get there and they begin setting up their colony, but then they figure out something's very amiss or something along those lines, opposed to them being like, we'll just go to this other planet.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
better. That would actually be way better.
Mm-hmm.
That would, why didn't they think of that? Why didn't they just do that? That's
It's a
It's-
very good
it-
point. There's no
absolutely.
real reason for this movie to actually for them to have actually gone to this other planet.
like a
No.
way better thing would have been like, oh, we investigated this planet and we've got all the data and it's great. But then something happens to the planet after they've investigated it, and then they get there and shit goes
Because yeah,
down.
that's a point. So the whole reason they actually go to this planet is so the film opens up with them traveling through
Ghosts.
space, and then some sort of high energy wave hits their ship and like slightly knocks them off course, stops the ship, destroys a few things, including somehow the cryopod of the captain just bursting into flame. The cryopod.
And not like the outside burst into flame, the inside specifically.
Yep.
Ignites.
It's like it was designed to just cook him.
I don't understand how that happened. It
And
made more sense if he drowned or something. I don't know.
yeah, but anyway, or it like went too cold. It like went too cold, or just like
Or-
completely frozen.
Or he was fine and they just let James Franco be in this,
But
and it would be better.
But Ben, they needed the crew to be afraid to go back into cryopods for some reason, because that's the whole reason this film happens. Remember, Not
Yeah, because they're
'cause
too afraid.
they're like, oh well, none of us want to go back into the cryopods. This planet's much closer. We'll just go here. Sod the 2,000 colonists who are already in their cryopods. No. Us like 10, 12
Selfish
people are gonna are scared because the captain died. So we're just gonna go to this planet instead.
They do not give a shit about those colonists in this
They
film. Like
really
the later
don't.
on, the fucking cowboy man. He's like,
Tennessee.
I'm just gonna take this ship down. I'm gonna get it really low to the planet. I'm gonna endanger everyone on this ship.
And for a second, you think he's gonna have a mutiny on his hands because the other two are like, "This man's going crazy," and they like give each other looks, and they're like, "Fuck it,
Yeah.
fuck it, why not? Let's
There's-
let's just take the ship into a monsoon."
There's one smart person, and there's two nearly smart people. The one smart person is again the main character. I can't remember her name. Who was married to the original captain, who was like, yeah, no, there are 2,000 people aboard the ship. We should follow the plan. And then yeah, there was those two who were like, yeah, there are 2,000 people on the ship, but then for some reason there's no arguments or anything. They just go, yeah, okay. It's like, oh, great.
Yep, they are ridiculously, considering they've got like this huge colony mission they've travelled so far from. They've got all the plan.
2,000 people.
Yeah, and they're just
And
like, oh fuck it.
over 1,000 embryos. But it's like there's like 5 people on the planet. They're more important, apparently.
Damn right.
This is why I also find the main crew who are dealing with who are supposed to deal with crisis situations all being couples, because how many people died just to try and get to the other half?
It's true.
Could have been thousands.
I understand this is a colony ship. You want to send couples so that they can populate. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. You can have the specialists not be couples, though. It's fine. I'm sure they can mingle and eventually hook up if they want to.
Yeah, I mean,
but then they'll be the only singles on a planet full of couples. No one to
Yeah,
hook up with them.
I just thought about that. It was like, if all the colonists in cryo are couples, would you want to be a crew of just single people? That's really depressing.
single Pringles.
Is it
7 years away from the nearest?
Ooh,
other
Pringles. I've got some Pringles downstairs. Maybe I'll have some.
I think you're under the mistaken impression people can't be happy single.
I mean, I'm single, and I'm
And
not happy.
He's cripplingly unhappy.
Crippling.
I mean, I don't think there's an issue with going as couples. 'Cause I feel like even in that situation, if you were Danny McBride or whatever he's called, you would.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is his actual name. I don't know why I laughed.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. You would still probably go, you know what, this is really shit, but I can't potentially kill 2,000 odd people.
Yeah, you'd be logical.
Yeah, you'd be like, this is the worst, and I really want to go. If I can go myself, I will maybe, but I'm not gonna drag this entire ship into.
It's not even like he takes the Covenant down to rescue them. He's just like, I need to get a bit closer so that we might get a better radio signal. It's not like he's like flying the ship down to land it or something like like for like an emergency evac. He's like, I'm taking it close to the storm so that I might get a less crackly signal to my wife. I'm like, okay.
Great.
So
Okay,
flimsy.
then.
Oh, dear Lord, these people.
Anyway, we were talking about a point earlier, but then we diverted massively, and I can't remember what it was.
It's hard not to divert with how retarded the decisions of this film are. Okay.
Mhm. Oh, actually, that's something I was going to bring up. It was we're going back to people slipping on blood and everything. That you mentioned earlier, Chris, that like before we started recording this, like the white alien is like better than the xenomorph, and I was just thinking
almost-
about it. I was just thinking about it now. Like the moment it bursts out that dude's back, it's like it's lethal, whereas a xenomorph has to like run off.
Later in the movie, David's like, I've created the perfect life form. I've created a xenomorph, blah, blah, etc. No, you haven't. Because the protomorph or the petomorph or the whatever morph was the little white morph that came out of that man's back.
Neomorph.
The neomorph, the way of impregnation is like a gas or like spores or whatever, much easier to get into a person. When it gestates, it does it very quickly and then pops out within like a 30 minutes of infection, fully formed and lethal, and it's about as deadly as a xenomorph. It doesn't need none of the face hugger nonsense or anything. The xenomorph is a worse version of that thing on almost every level.
That's very true.
It's
I'm going to disappear for a second to let the old puppy out to the toilet.
Mhm.
But
it's an alien. Get it?
get him. He's a madman.
Watch out for any convulsions. A fully formed dog alien might pop out of it if it's been infected.
Oh god.
Fuck me up.
Don't remind us of Alien 3. Don't do that, man.
Sorry.
But yeah, the whatever morph, you've said it many times, it will not stick in my head what type of morph.
Neomorph.
The
You know what?
neomorph,
Just call it Whitey boy.
Whitey boy morph it's just better than a xenomorph in every way. Like if
Milk,
you're going to
milk
if you're-
morph.
milk
Sorry.
morph, it's perfect. The milk morph made by the milkmen.
Exactly.
It's the greatest idea ever made by mankind.
Perfect life form.
But if you're going to make I like the idea that the alien, we see the evolutionary steps of the alien. Like, oh look, there's this not as good alien that evolves into this, and then it evolves into this, and eventually we get to the xenomorph, which is the perfect version. But almost every version we see that's not the xenomorph is better than the xenomorph at doing
Yeah, that the scene in the wheat field or whatever, that thing, the white one is
Absolutely
lethal.
wrecked them.
Absolutely. Might be my favorite scene in the film. I don't know.
The xenomorph actually killing people later on is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I say xenomorph, it's actually petramorph or whatever it's called, but
Nina says
Pretor-
Milkmorph is actually cooler than Xenomorph to me.
stamp it. We've made a new alien name.
They
the
give
milk
you an
morph.
ice cream and then impregnate you with it.
Oh dear me.
Oh, that
Anyway,
was something that was the milk morph being it just struck me how much better and more effective as a alien parasite it was than the xenomorph is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why did Michael Fassbender feel the need to experiment in a cave for 10 years? He'd done it already.
Another thing that struck me about his experimentation, he was like, "Oh yes, I did some genetic experimentation of my own." I'm like, "With what? You have candles and parchment.
Yeah, there's no tech here.
You've got no technology. How did you experiment with anything?"
It is. We should probably talk about Michael Fassbender, shouldn't we? Like David himself in this. It's
I
very
guess.
poorly. He doesn't explain how he did it. It just looks like he dissected some stuff.
Specifically
how
Elizabeth Shaw.
He did that. Yes, he did. Did the captain see that, by the way, and still didn't shoot him?
Sorry,
I'm
you
trying to
could
remember
touch
who.
on
I can't remember who found it.
But no, it was Walter. After David led the captain off to get infected by a xenomorph, Walter came looking for David, I think, to figure out what the fuck was going on because nobody knew what was happening. And then he found Elizabeth and was like, "Oh, that's weird." And then
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've jumped over 20 things at once there. What do you want to talk about next?
I mean, there's just too much dumb in this film. Where do we go?
There is the dumb. The captain's a big dum dum. He's the
Really?
biggest dum dum.
We can continue on the crew members making just chronically bad decisions.
Yeah.
What leads to the captain's most dumb moment is led to by another character having a dumb moment that is enabled by the captain at the time. So they're saved by David from Prometheus and they're brought inside. The first question is it safe here? Of course it's not. You're on a planet full of milk morphs. You're going to die. But then she's like, "Hey, I feel dirty. I'm gonna go find somewhere to wash." And he's like, "Okay, don't go too far." And then she wanders 75 miles down a labyrinth corridor for some reason.
She's by herself.
They zoom out as she's being killed by the milk morph, and it's you just look at it and you're like, how far away were you from everyone? Because of how loud she screams and how there's an echo and everything. So it's she had to be fucking miles away.
Her excuse, I'm a bit dirty. I want to go clean myself up. No, stay dirty and with the group.
Yeah,
You've got a couple of hours to wait until pickup or whatever. Just be dirty. Okay?
you'll live.
Stay dirty.
Just be dirty and have a shower on your state of the art ship. By the way, with the best shower I've ever seen. Just wait.
That's like
Like
the
that.
cargo thing as well.
It's amazing. It's like a jet shower.
It's awesome.
It's like
Are we
it's
talking
coming out
about
the walls.
the fact they all just like dispersed when they went into the creepy?
Yeah,
Station.
yeah. We're talking about stupid people doing stupid things. So
That is this movie.
This is indeed, and it hurts my soul so much.
But then her like wandering off and getting murdered leads to the captain doing stupid thing number one, which is he's like, oh, she's gone missing, and everyone's like, oh, we should go, and he's like, nah, don't bother, I'll go find her. It's fine. I'll do it by myself. Okay, great, cool. Now you've got 2 missing people at the very least, because you're gonna go get lost in the labyrinth of a maze that this place is apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this leads to the most baffling sequence of events to me, which is him. It's like David. He finds David breathing into the nostrils of a horse by his own description, making friends with
breathe
the fear,
onto the nostrils of the horse, and
Like-
something.
and he'll be yours for life. Like, okay, cool.
Sure.
There's a lot-
Sure
in
for
my
that.
village, actually, in my village, there's a lot of horses, and you do see people breathing onto their nostrils every day.
Well,
And yeah, we're bonded. I'm bonded with 17 horses in the area because I breathed on their nostrils, and then I did the fingering.
oh,
Oh dear.
Christ.
There it is.
That really solidifies the bond.
I mean, you lasted an hour and 3 minutes without saying it.
I've said it. I think I said it right at the beginning.
Did you?
Don't know.
You probably
I've
snuck
said
it.
that.
I'm forgetting just like I forget this movie.
Anyway, yes, we'll talk about the captain and
It's this sequence in the captain which might be the. I mean, there's a lot of dumb decisions, but it's this one where he's like, he finds David talking to an alien that's just chowed down on his friend's head. He sees his friend's head floating in the water. He's like, okay, David, I'm gonna fuck up your seriously perfect composure because that's such a cool line or whatever. And he's like, unless you explain to me exactly what's happening right now. And David's like, okay. And he's like, instead of shooting the bastard in the head right at that exact moment, because quite clearly this creepy motherfucker is up to something. And the only way to stop him is to riddle him full of bullets. He's like, okay, I'll follow you. And he goes down to his creepy experiment lair, and the captain's like, oh, this is creepy. And David's like, I've been doing a bit of experimentation down here. So instead of popping a cap in his ass at that moment, the captain's like, okay, right, you've been doing experimenting, you killed my friend, and you love aliens. That's great. Okay, he's like, okay, right, follow me down to my down this into the basement. He was like, instead of shooting him in the head and not going down the basement, he follows him down to the basement. And while he's in the basement, he's like, yeah, so I've been creating the perfect life form. It's been missing one essential ingredient, human life. He's like, oh, cool. And then he's like, and then he looks at the egg. He's like, that's clearly an alien egg. And David's like, don't worry, it's perfectly safe. Why not put your hand on it? And he's like, fine, okay. Put my hand on it. Instead of popping a cap in David's head at that exact moment. So he walks up to the alien egg, and the alien egg envelops itself. And inside, you see gooey moving stuff. And at this point, instead of shooting David in the head, he looks at David and is like, what is this? Is it safe? And David's like, oh, it's perfectly safe. Why don't you put your face a bit closer? He's like, well, I guess I will then. I'll put my face a bit closer to it. And at that exact moment, a facehugger leaps out and gets him. Like, you had to go through so many steps of stupid to get this facehugger onto your face. I don't even feel sorry for you. I don't even feel sorry for this happening.
it was a good 17 times where he should have shot David in the head
Yeah.
Oh my
and
goodness.
didn't. I just don't know. Like David's like, how is David? David's like, in his head, is like David's like, I'm just getting away with this. He's just
Yeah.
he's just letting.
He's
okay,
actually doing
you're
this.
not
What's
shooting
going
me.
on?
I'll take him down to the lair. Okay, he's still not shooting me. He's still okay. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna take this as far as I can go before he shoots me, and he goes all the way somehow.
The thing is, for all the fact that David's been planning this for however long, he really doesn't have a plan. His like workshop thing with the corpse is just there in a room in a place. He doesn't hide it. When the first person asks you to see his dastardly plan, he's like, "Oh yeah, sure thing." He just walks around like he's a museum. there's no like clever plan. It's like, okay,
Elizabeth Shaw is on the table,
Yep.
dissected, a human being on the table.
yep.
That's
gonna
why
say-
she's in remarkably good
I was-
condition
I
since
was
she
about to
died
say.
10 years ago.
I was about to say.
Was it 10
You
years?
must have some excellent preservatives or something on that planet.
She's just been in some brine.
Milky brine.
My God.
Oh, it's so ludicrous.
It's this sequence with the captain. I'm just like, there's just so many layers to the dump that's happening here to get this, to get a face hugger on this man's face. It's not like David surprised him. He walked with him every step of the creepy way to get a face hugger on his face.
The step one
Yeah.
is
Very drawn out, yeah, a very long time to be very stupid for.
and none of it should have happened because it's like Chris said, as soon as you see him trying to be friends with an alien and then you shoot the alien, he screams no. It's like, okay, that's weird. You walk into the room, you see your friend's headless body, you then go, okay, no, you're dead. You're clearly not on our side here. You cared more about the alien being shot than you did about the headless human.
David should have just like karate chopped him in the neck and knocked him out, and then just put the facehugger on him.
It would
Would've
have
made
been,
sense.
it would have been creepier if he knocks out the captain and then it cuts there, and then we go to something else, and then later you see the captain wake up and he's like tied down and there's like David's monologuing or some shit. But instead, she lures him down with like nothing. The captain just goes willingly to his grave.
So much cool ways. There's cool in all these movies. Cool ways to do what they were trying to do, but they did it in the most ridiculous way instead.
It also seems like the writers felt like they were like, okay, it's gone too far. We need to tell the audience what's happening. We need an exposition dump.
But then again,
I guess David's just going. I guess David's just going to tell him as we walk him downstairs.
He's just gonna be open and honest about everything, slowly and carefully.
Christ.
At least we get a xenomorph out of this sequence. I guess is where I land on it. At least the xenomorph kills people.
This is
We
not
do
a
it.
xenomorph.
A very weird little birth where it like comes out and then David like holds his arms up and the xenomorph's like, yeah,
Daddy.
daddy.
I mean,
Yes,
it's,
yeah.
And
it's the best looking xenomorph like newborn we've seen, I guess.
It's a
It-
weird xenomorph newborn. Well, I
Mhm.
guess it's not a xenomorph then, because it's a petramorph. But this xenomorph, it's like
Pet-
usually they have like a bigger head and like like a baby, like a human baby has it doesn't have its proportions right. Like a xenomorph's proportions are off. This one's just like a tiny xenomorph, like you took a big xenomorph and shrunk it down to like an action figure size xenomorph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, it just looks like a xenomorph thing, but just shrunk. Doesn't look like a baby or anything. It just looks like a mini xenomorph.
Yeah, I've just actually because I've just googled like the chest burster. The chest burster is like a worm
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Mhm.
but this one's not. It's literally got it's like a little spindly, cute little alien. It's weird.
It is quite cute, which is
It is really
strange.
adorable.
That's cute. I think 'cause it like mimics David. It's like, which is weird and cute.
Mm.
This is
But yes.
a decent point for me to talk about something else I kind of liked about the film. And that is David and Walter. Now, I don't think their plans are particularly smart. I just like Michael Fassbender, I guess. I feel like he played both parts pretty well for what he was given.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
I think
Like,
in both,
like-
both the movies, he does a great job.
David was suitably off kilter and like weird, and Walter was like robotic, but not in like a completely unfeel. I don't know. He did a really good job of portraying both, like the same character, but from slightly different lenses, and I thought that was cool.
He does a really good job.
Yeah.
Walter deserved
I like
better.
Walter a
Yes,
lot.
he did.
I like the bit where Walter where he jumps in front of the alien and gets his hand bitten off. I just think it's cool that he's willing to do that, and just completely different from David.
It's also a cool way to like show how he's different from a human, because all the other humans like panic, and he just rugby tackles like the protomorph, whatever it's the
Yeah.
milkmorph. Sorry, the milkmorph. We have a name for that now. He just wrestles it down and like tries to punch it in the face.
Like an absolute don. It was a very cool action sequence, actually.
Yeah, we
I
were
don't know if
saying
you
while
got-
you were Yeah,
Right.
we mentioned while you were gone, but it's one of my favorite scenes in the film, if not my favorite. Is that
I
action scene?
like like as an action scene. I feel like it conveys the panic of the guys pretty well, like the flashing green lasers and the fact they don't know what's going on and they're getting. I think it's a real cool action sequence.
It is. I love it when that guy gets his like jaw whipped off.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
it's
yeah.
awesome.
That was enjoyable. Yeah, no, it's a really cool take back.
One of like two cool things happening. in the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah, it may
Oh,
come
yeah,
off ridiculous.
my second cool thing, I guess, is just the xenomorph doing xenomorph things. I like it killing the person in the shower when it's a xenomorph.
That's one of my favorite.
It's all wet
scenes.
and it uses its inner mouth to do a thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest small head through kills.
Hmm.
That's in these any of the alien movies actually. That's shower scene is I enjoy it a lot. Mainly.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Mm.
I just thought a segment we should have been doing this entire time. We should have been ranking the best kills. Next time we do a horror film franchise or something.
Oh,
Remind
yeah,
me
that's
of that.
actually that's a really good idea. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
That
I mean,
makes
what-
sense.
E-
I'm sorry.
Off the top of your head, Chris, do you have one?
Well, in this movie, it's the shower killing scene.
Yeah, but in like the whole
In-
franchise.
In the whole franchise, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. There's many good ones in Aliens.
Hmm. There are.
But then
Many
again,
bad ones.
none of them are topped by the greatest scene from Alien Resurrection when they kill a man with a chest burster from a man's chest.
Iconic.
How did the films get to that point?
It went. At least we can all agree. Well, I hope we can all agree. It went up again a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll find out, I guess, after this.
And speaking of ranking stuff, though, I think it's time we rank some alien designs because
Hmm.
we got two in this one. We've got the Petramorph, what the fuck it's called, and the Milkmorph.
Praetoromorph, like a Praetorian.
I will never say that correctly.
Good.
So, to me, it will be the Petramorph.
I have.
So our list of alien designs is as follows. In number 1, we've got the original alien from Alien. Number 2, we've got the alien queen from Aliens. And number 3, alien from the xenomorph from Aliens. Number 4, the xenomorph from Alien Resurrection. Number 5, the xenomorph from Alien 3. Number 6, what was it called? The Deacon? What?
Deacon?
From Prometheus?
Post credits alien.
I think that's also a neomorph, but if you call it, you can call it Deacon. You can
It's
call
what
it
the wiki
Stewart.
wiki called
Okay.
it. It was called Deacon. Not the
Deacon.
Deacon, just Deacon.
just Deacon. His name's Deacon. It doesn't look like a deacon.
In number
Isn't
7,
Deacon
we've
the name of that guy Fallout 4?
We didn't
got-
think.
isn't it something religious? Because in Arkham Knight,
Oh, yeah.
called Deacon Blackfire. So I think it's like a pastor or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of
much
Fallout, we never mentioned it. We can talk about it later. But
What?
I was laughing about it earlier.
Oh.
Where-
Oh.
In number
Right.
7,
West Virginia.
In number 7, we've got the other alien queen. In number 8, we've got the Milkman. In number 9, we've got the sad boy alien newborn.
That is awful. That alien newborn, isn't it? I know you said it earlier.
Nothing can be worse than that.
So
very
bad.
It's
Sad
wiggly
thing.
nose. Its little flap. Yep, that's never going to be topped as being the worst.
So let's start with the Petramorph, which is the xenomorph, the Praetoriomorph or whatever it's actually called.
Hmm.
I'd say I'd put it just underneath Alien 3's alien dog thing.
What
I
the
like I like the alien dog thing. So
You
Which one
are
is this, sorry?
insane.
Which one?
Insane.
Which one's going where?
It's not going anywhere yet. We haven't had a discussion about it.
I was merely putting my hat forward for it, putting it just below Alien 3's xenomorph.
I think
the
it looks way
Petramorph,
better than that. I
Which
think it's
one?
really
main-
good. This
the main xenomorph thingy.
Alright. So the xenomorph. It's the fucking xenomorph.
It's actually called a Praetoriomorph or whatever.
Mm.
Starting to get like Pokemon, damn it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd put it. It's either 3 or 4. I'm not sure.
I'd go as far as saying it looks better than the one from Aliens.
Are you a tart?
Maybe I am actually, because I just remember the scene where it comes out of the water and looks dope.
No,
No, forget it. Forget it. It doesn't look better than Aliens.
There's some cool bits where it looks good, like when it got set on fire, it was shimmering. Pretty cool.
It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
better. It's better than the Alien Resurrection one, because the
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection one is soaking wet and disgusting all the time.
It's a bit too gloopy.
Part of its charm, then. It's. I mean, surely you loved it when it carried Ripley away, or when they ripped out its inner mouth like a limp dick.
Please stop.
I don't know how to rank this because it does look better. If you're going for like literal visual fidelity and movement and all that, it looks better. There's no denying that, because this one has the advantage of time, technology, and money. With having gone back to having gone back to the original Xenomorph design, it would be difficult for it not to be better in this instance in that regard. But at the same time, I'm like, but it's just another Xenomorph. Can I give this film credit?
This one is missing the biomechanical stuff, which is cool.
You keep
So-
saying that. What does that mean?
Well, it looks like it is xenomorph. It's like
Usually the xenomorph is like this like weird like exoskeleton type thing going on. It's got like ridges and
it looks like tubing and stuff. Like it looks like it's built, but like biologically.
this one just kind of has muscles.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it like has like skin and muscles in the same way like you might expect an animal to have skin and
It's
muscles.
like the alien like aesthetic, like the engineer like ship aesthetic is kind of biomechanical, and I think that's like the unique thing about them, which is really cool. This one has that a bit, but not.
The reason I like this, I like the reason I say it's below Alien 3's Xenomorph for me is I like the biomechanical thing. I like the way the Alien 3 Xenomorph like looks and kind of moves, regardless of the shitty CGI that Alien 3 brought to the table. It's just undoubtedly better than anything Prometheus or Alien or Sad Alien made.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's maybe sits under Aliens for me. So at 4.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
I could agree with that.
There we go then. It is decided.
I was going to add it into the list, but it will mess with Ben's formatting.
I mean, there's nothing left to mess with. It's already complete.
It's
Ben
already
is the
dead.
caretaker.
I'll.
Well, with having ranked the Xenomorph whilst Ben faffs on with that, should we get to ranking this full? Because I feel like we've bitched about how retarded people are enough.
We haven't ranked the other xenomorph.
Oh, right.
The
I
Milky
thought-
Way.
The Milky
Okay.
Way.
Milky Boys. I actually really like this design. It looks like a goblin shark, which is cool.
Goblin shot.
I'm less keen on the
Yes.
design, but I love how effective it is.
Google a goblin shark. It's what this alien looks like.
Oh, actually, no, yeah, I know what you mean. I'm familiar with the old goblin sharks.
I had one for breakfast this morning.
Yes, on my crumpet.
Bringing it full circle. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Callbacks. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
I don't hate it, but I don't think it's cooler than any Alien Xenomorph.
Yeah, same.
No.
No, yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'd
It-
put it above the Alien Newborn.
Wow.
Dang.
Fucking-
No, by my measure, I'd put it again just below Alien 3 because it's better. It's better than this thing from the end of Prometheus, in my opinion.
I really don't like that dog, but fine. Yeah, I agree.
Are we talking like purely design here?
I assume
Yes.
so, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
based on effects, it's clearly better than
Yeah.
almost everything on this list.
Yes.
I
I don't mind the thing, Deacon.
That one offends me.
Why?
I'm offended by Deacon the Thing because it's like
Deacon.
it's utterly hideous. It doesn't look anything like a xenomorph or anything that resembles anything cool. And also on a meta contextual level, they're like, we've got this. This is a prequel to Prometheus. Prometheus is a prequel. We don't need anything to do with Alien. And they were like, fuck it, here's a shit alien. just to quench your thirst for Alien. I'm like, fuck you, Ridley. Fuck you and your Deacon.
Well, the man's persuaded me.
I don't like it either because it's really smooth and boring. It looks like a weird little thing with an alien-shaped head, vaguely. Rubbish.
I'm not going to fight for this one. I'd put it around that area, so whether it's above or below Prometheus, I don't care.
Oh god, what the fuck have I done? Sorry, I've messed up the document again. Please continue.
It's fine.
Yeah, I put it below Alien 3, Doggo Poo.
Well, I feel like we have a consensus. I'd read the list, but it's a mess.
I mean, it's the last time they're going to hear the list, Chris. Come on.
It is a
Fine.
mess.
1 second, where did we put this one?
Why is the text a different colour? What's happening?
If only people could see this madness.
What's happened?
Right, number 1 on our alien design list, we've got the original alien from the original xenomorph from Alien. In number 2, we've got the alien queen from Aliens. We've got the xenomorph from Aliens in number 3. We've got the
Petomorph.
It's the Petomorph now. It's Petomorph from Alien Covenant. In number 5. Why is it? Okay, I think it's number 5. We've got the no, is it? Why is it? No, that's just the picture from Alien.
Yes, it is. It's just I don't know what's happening.
What the hell is it happening? Okay, right. Ignore that point. In number 5, we've got the xenomorph from Alien Resurrection. In number 6, we've got the xenomorph from Alien 3. In number 7, we've got Deacon from the end of Prometheus. No. Look at this.
He's still updating it. That's why. In number 7, we have whatever this goblin xenomorph is, the milk morph.
We've got the milk morph in number 7. In number 8, we've got
Right, the aliens is number 5. The alien resurrection is number 6, and then the dog thing is number 7.
Oh God.
Oh no, it's just changed. Undo. Put it out, you fools. Put it out.
This list is more of a monstrosity than the Alien one.
Put it in 7. Just put it in 7. It's 7.
Crispy bacon.
You've thrown off our groove.
And now all the numbers have gone.
Ben, what have you done?
I don't even know where I was reading the list. I don't know what's even on the list anymore. But what are you doing?
Oh my God, Ben, stop.
How have we done this wrong? Right, okay, so we had a nice numbered list with pictures in our document because, why not? But now the numbers are all thrown off. They're all in A, B, C's, and D's. And at some point, we've got like a D's, E7 alien. Fuck it, that's how it's done. Do hair and costuming with Ben. Ben, say something to rescue me from this.
I didn't know I could fuck up anything this badly. I think at one point it was like a numbered, like I did it in number format, and then I fucked with it, and now it's ruined. Anyway, hair and costuming. The only thing I have to talk about is Michael Fassbender's hair, because I do not understand. Right? Do android's hair grows?
Apparently.
I guess, but I guess his hair was dyed blonde before, because it grows out and it's brown.
Well, I think he was trying to imitate the movie he was watching on the Prometheus. So maybe that was it. That's a very loose connection, but he was watching that movie, the British war movie, wasn't he?
Oh, is that what is? Because is he dyeing his hair in that first section? I thought he just had like weird shampoo on.
I think that's the only thing I can think of, because he was trying to imitate it, wasn't
he? He's trying to be Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Oh, we've done it, boy. I've solved the franchise.
We solved the Ridley Scott.
No more questions, Your Honor. No more questions.
I guess that's that.
My one costuming thing is they no longer wear underwear to cryo sleep or whatever, they hyper sleep or whatever. They now
wear like full bodysuits.
Yeah, they all look like Buzz Lightyear. And the emblem, the symbol of the ship looks like Buzz Lightyear's emblem. So
inspiration.
I call it plagiarism.
I'm sensing a shared universe.
Did the engineers create the Toy Story creatures?
Their creating
Disney
life
very
went too
talky.
far. They gave life to our toys.
I mean, they're doing a Buzz Lightyear film, but like he's not a toy anymore. He's actually like a space ranger.
What?
What?
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, it's like a prequel to fuck.
No.
It's a prequel
No.
to
Stop.
because they did because it's always it's gonna be Buzz Lightyear, but like as Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear, but it's a prequel to him being Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear.
No.
Anyway, Chris Evans is gonna voice him, and everyone got really angry about that because it was like that's not Tom Hanks. It wasn't Tom Hanks.
Tim Allen.
That's
Tim
all.
Allen. Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, yeah.
Please just let Toy Story die and Alien.
Anyway, I've taken this way off topic. So
Is there even a topic anymore?
I also quite liked their expedition gear. I don't know why. I liked the clothes they wore when they went to the planet.
it was a little bit Rebel Alliance-y.
It was, yes.
I
Just
didn't like it.
Helmets.
I was gonna say helmets.
Yeah,
Didn't lack of anything useful, but you know, it looked kind of cool.
that's true. I'll agree with that.
Oh, I think I did it. I think I just fixed the list. Anyway,
Just in time for it never to be used in a show again.
Nah, it's still not fixed.
no, it's
Anyway.
not fixed.
Is there anything anybody wants to pick up on Alien Covenant, or have we appropriately covered everything we want to say about it?
I think so. Unless our audience. So, Nina, do you have any pointers for us as well? Christ.
Have you guys actually mentioned the end?
Oh,
we
no.
we haven't talked about. It didn't talk about the old switcheroo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nina brought up earlier, but we kind of glossed over it because when we were talking about Michael Fassbender, and yeah, she said Walter deserved better, and that's why I said that. I was like, yeah, he deserved better.
He did. It was also a little cheap.
Because he was clearly winning that fight, and he has the power to regenerate literally, and yet he gets presumably deactivated / killed off screen by David, even though David was clearly losing.
Bullshit.
It's a bit cheap, yeah.
Yeah, and when Walter in inverted commas comes out and gets on like the ship with them, and I said like that's David, isn't it? And Joe said something like, no, it's not. I was like, it's though, isn't it?
Don't know what you're on about.
I think the old switcheroo is a bit cheap. I don't mind the idea of David winning and like carrying on his weird creepy mission if we were to get more Alien films, but I doubt we will because this didn't make the most amount of money. It does lead to the one scene in all the Alien franchise I find the creepiest, which is when like she's going into hypersleep or whatever, and she's like, "You'll help me build that cabin, right?" And he's like, "What fucking cabin?" And it's just like,
You bitch. And then he cracks her over the head.
but like, and then she like the slow realization that she has no power to like not go to sleep at this point because she's trapped in the pod. But like, I know it's really creepy to me. Like,
Yeah.
the forced sleep, knowing that you're dead. Like the experimentation's gonna happen on you. Like it's over. You've lost. and there's
I'll
nothing you
agree
can do.
that is quite creepy. In fact, yeah, one of the creepiest scenes in the Alien films. But at the same time, because of just the overall film experience we've had, because the ending's like 2-3 minutes after that, if that. I don't know. You don't feel good coming out of this film, like at all, do you?
No, it's a real the bad guys won on this one sort of deal.
I'm not saying you have to feel good coming out of every film that you watch, but still, there's generally a pattern with these sorts of things. It's like, because even if there was only one survivor, like in the first film, it was still like, oh, Ripley survived and she's going home. It's a shit state, but she fucking did it. She got the cunt. And then the same with Aliens. And then, yeah, it went downhill from there. And then they brought it back with Prometheus being like, oh yeah, she's the last survivor with an android buddy to help. And then they come to this film where they kill off the protagonist of the last film who survived, and now kill the protagonist of this film who survived, along with F 2000 colonists. Just like, well, this is just a fucking downer to end Alien on.
It would be
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's like, what rubs me the wrong way about it? I'm not so bothered that David wins, but like, you need more, if that makes sense. There needs to be another movie after this, and I'm not sure we'll ever get that. And also, it feels like sequel bait to me, in a way that the other Alien films don't really do. And this one, it's like, oh look, there's more to come, and then there's just not.
Prometheus
I don't
does.
mind.
Prometheus sequel baits a bit,
It
A lot.
does.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
not as badly
very
as this.
Very much. I don't know. It kind of does. Just as badly. It asks all these questions and stuff. It's like, well, you'll find out next time. You don't find out next time, but I don't mind the ending necessarily. I didn't really feel bad or I didn't feel anything because I thought the Covenant and Prometheus were terrible movies. So if they were good movies, I probably would have felt more attached to it, but I just didn't. It's kind of neutral about it.
You saying these films are bad?
I'm saying these films are ridiculous. So
It's very
Complex.
interesting. That's, what a hot take.
super. It's controversial for sure. And now
Well, is there anything else before we wrap this up? Because we both need to wrap this up and rank them and post our new suggestions.
We could talk about what if we want any more of these films to ever be made.
yes,
I hope
not these films, but Alien movies.
Like
Yes.
when the milk morph and the Peter morph are like killing people, and like they're doing it in like a really cool xenomorphy way, and I'm like, yes, I want more of this, definitely. I just want
Yeah.
a better like driving mechanism for
Yeah.
any of this to happen.
Yeah, like they could pick it up on Orogai 6 and make a cool movie there. They can make a very good Alien movie with what's going to happen in Orogai 6. I think. But do they just need to stop being so ridiculous about it and just
Not
make
like
a
Orogai sex.
because that's what's
If-
going to happen.
They're all couples.
If you put it in the hands of competent writers and a director, like with any project, I'm sure someone could make more good Alien films. We did get 2 out of 6.
It's
But
like with any.
That's like with any project. And I don't trust Hollywood or modern media to do that because they just want to milk this franchise for all it's worth, which they've been doing. And not put
Well,
much
I
effort
mean,
into it.
The Disney own this now, so it's in Disney's hands.
Ah, crap. Well, no, I don't want. I don't want a movie. No. No. I take it all back.
They own everything.
They
Good night, folks.
could make it good. They
Uh-huh.
could make
Could
it
they?
good.
Could
Yes.
they?
Disney
Disney?
make good things. They also
Yes.
make terrible things.
Could they make a
admittedly.
good Alien movie?
It depends if you get the right people.
Blood and guts and horrible death.
Disney's not just Mickey Mouse. It's
What other-
Mickey Mouse ripping out people's guts.
What movie do they have? I'm ignorant. So
It's not so much. I mean, Disney can make R-rated movies. They have done in the past. I can't name them off the top of my head, but they have made.
Luck of the
They-
Irish.
Oh, okay, sure, that one. But it's
Any-
more
It's
about
not.
it's more about having a vision for what the franchise can be. Like you don't really like the MCU that much, but the MCU had vision. Like Kevin Feige had vision and what they where they wanted to go with it. The Alien franchise never had that ever. And I feel like Disney, given the right person with the right vision, Disney can make a good Alien franchise. It's just requires that person with the vision, really.
I agree.
I agree they can make a fairly decent set of movies, but I don't think they'll ever be the Alien movies that I probably would want.
I mean, there's also, I think Alien, much in the same vein as Terminator, it doesn't really support a franchise like that. It's a 2 or 3 and then done sort of deal.
Yeah.
It's one-dimensional, really.
Yeah,
It's a creepy alien murdering people. But we haven't had that in so long that if they just give us that, I think it would do quite well. But yes, it's just like Terminator. You can go so far before you're redoing the same thing over and over again,
Yeah,
or
it's
you
not
have
like
to make up a ridiculous thing like
it's
this.
not like the Marvel films where you've got 51 bajillion characters.
Yep.
You've just got aliens, and they
Yeah.
Yeah.
they do one thing.
And they
even
kind of
Marvel
already
movies, you do the same thing over and over again.
and they kind of already did that thing with Alien, because they went from Alien, they went, oh, okay, this one alien that's just like really fucking lethal, to Aliens, where they went, here's more, and a queen. It's like, oh, okay. And I'm not saying you couldn't do more of that, but you kind of already still done the good chunk of it. You went from one to many, plus like the head of them. What more do you want?
Honest, you're probably not wrong. You probably don't need another alien. I wouldn't mind one more just to show off, like good.
the alien with
gory
modern technology.
Yeah, and
One
that's
thing-
it.
This is where I'll give Prometheus and Covenant a little bit of credit. At least they tried to bring new ideas to the franchise. You know, like they're like, at least like they're like, what if we like try to infuse a little bit more mythos into this? And they mishandled it so horrific.
I've got an
But-
idea.
They tried.
Go on, Ben.
Instead of an alien queen, why don't we have an alien king?
Not in this
Not
day.
yet.
King,
That's an
Go.
example. That's just
King alien, Lord alien.
instead of
No?
a Dark Lord, you'd have a.
Exactly.
Actually,
I'd like to see. No, actually, no, I don't want to see it. I take it back. Someone, I mentioned somewhere like there was an idea to do a Terminator film, but like set it in like Victorian London or something like that.
What?
So it's
The Terminator would have literally no opposition.
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
that would be why it's scary, because you just can't do a fucking thing. It'd be like the original Terminator film.
didn't have
Well,
like,
yeah, but
design
like,
forge.
we saw the Terminator in the 1980s and they couldn't stop him. So like, it's just that again, except instead it's like Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, but it'd be cool though, wouldn't it? Imagine he's walking down the street with like a Bobby on the beat, and I don't
You
know.
alright, mate? What you doing up at your set?
It's all misty, and
No, I think it
Chat
would be funnier if it was still Arnie's accent in Victorian London.
You alright, chap?
I need your clothes, your boots, and your penny farthing. Give them to me.
You alright, mate? Can't say anything you're saying.
This isn't Terminator review, but it always amused me. They were like, in Terminator, like, this is the perfect infiltration machine. They gave him an Austrian accent for some reason. This machine can get in anyway. It looks like us. It talks like. Does it talk like us? Does it?
Yeah.
Hey, that
Christ.
man went on to govern California, so I'm gonna say yes, he fits it.
He's also massive, the size of a house. That's not an infiltration.
Anyway,
Right, guys, yeah, we're getting distracted.
We're on the wrong sci-fi franchise.
Let's rank this all. Let's rank this shit.
It's of a very similar vein to this franchise, but yes, Dion, take us to the ranking screen.
I've taken us to the ranking screen.
It's time to put this where it belongs, which is obviously in third.
Pirates. Sorry.
I agree with Chris.
Eh,
Yeah, it's third. It's obviously third. What do you mean, eh?
eh.
Well, Dion really hates this movie, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
It's really
The
fucked
problem
up.
is I hate all 4 of these lost.
It's just the milk morph and the xenomorph are just way cooler to me than like amorphous black goo that can do anything.
Think,
Turns people into crab zombies. It kills men. It like makes snakes. It makes giant octopus monsters the size of it. Like, what does the goo do? It does everything.
think
I mean,
about
it
that
still
scene
kinda-
where a
it still
person.
kind of does everything in this, though.
It makes the milk morph.
It kills an entire civilization of one city.
Yeah, but that just results in the milk morph, which has more established rules. Damn it.
Sure, I mean, I agree with you. It's better than Prometheus. Even though I feel like I should judge it more harshly because it's the movie that came after Prometheus, but does all this. It has a lot of the same sins as Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it should absolutely be better.
Yes.
But it's not worse. At least Prometheus is next.
Isn't it, though?
not Prometheus. Fuck. Alien Covenant's got like good Xeno action, and that's the only thing it's got over Prometheus.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yes,
It's-
but it
it's-
also has the additional sin of trying to make an origin for the xenomorph, because again, fuck off of the post-film explanation
They already
bullshit. That
did,
is a
yeah.
xenomorph.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd rather have an origin for the xenomorph than the origins of humanity in my like alien movie.
I'm not saying I'm against an origin for the xenomorph, but the origin for a xenomorph being an android, it's like, really?
I
So
still think
humanity
it's
made the
better-
android that made the xenomorph.
I still
And
feel
that
it's
led to
better-
Alien.
I still feel it's better than the milkmen questions of Prometheus. The
No,
milkmen
you see, the
questions
milkman
of Prometheus-
questions are just kind of pointless. Whereas the xenomorph one, you've ruined something that was very cool.
Not ruined.
And
Oh,
mysterious.
ruined it. You not ruined anything.
ruin you.
Oh,
Ah,
please.
shit, Ben, did you? Oh no, you watched it with us. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. No, I kept my parents well away from this one. Although, it was more enjoyable, so they might have actually enjoyed it, as opposed to Prometheus.
Yeah,
my
this
dad.
movie has things and actual cool deaths.
Yeah, where I say all that.
It also makes all the same mistakes, like you said. I can't give it credit just because it has some cool shit in it.
I mean, we're not
but,
giving
like,
it credit. We're
you
saying
are,
it's
because you're
better
putting
than
it above Prometheus.
Yeah,
We're
no,
saying
but,
it's
like,
better than Prometheus, but it's not. I mean, that's still terrible.
It's Prometheus except with cool xenomorph kills, which makes it, in my opinion, like in my eyes, just better Prometheus.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I can't. It doesn't matter anyway, because you three vote for the same thing, but I'm not moving on this one. It can
So you
fuck
think
off.
Prometheus is better than this?
I think it's slightly less shite.
That is yes. I get both ways. I can understand it.
Yeah, you do. Sorry.
Sure.
Like, I don't even know where to consider Alien Resurrection in this ranking. Alien 3, with what it did to the characters from Aliens and just assassinating Ripley's character, it serves to be at the bottom, so there's no question with that one. But no, this one, it has to be below Prometheus for me, and depending on if I could think about it more, but I really can't because I'm really tired at the moment and I can't be asked. It might even be below Resurrection, but I can't. It's fine. There's 3 of you. The vote is done. Give me a minute.
There we go. I think that's reasonable. I mean, it shows you the quality of the franchise when this movie is third.
Hmm.
Really,
Hmm.
yeah. So,
Hmm.
Alien Resurrection was comedically bad.
yeah.
Almost of all, Aliens is the one I'd rewatch in a drop of a hat. Aliens is great. Alien, I have to be in a very specific mood because it's very slow. Prometheus, for whatever ungodly reason, I have watched the most of out of all of these. I don't know why. But if I had to pick one to rewatch right now, it might be Resurrection. But yeah, I'd probably fast forward to all the ridiculous, like, I'm torturing a clone of myself, or the alien chest burster is killing a man, or like there's like a weird alien orgy going on scenes. I probably wouldn't watch all of it.
You'd
Well, the
skip
bit where-
the orgy.
The
Oh,
bit where he
Jesus.
bounces bullets off a ceiling or something.
That's fair. I mean, I despised Resurrection.
Completely
Silly.
forgot that was in that film. God, that film was shit.
He shot
Yeah.
like a grenade off a mirror on the ceiling, and then it got swallowed by an alien egg. Why was the alien egg swallowing? Who knows? But it resulted in 12 different explosions from one grenade. Or 2 grenades, was it? I can't remember.
I still wrestle in my mind with that. I mean, it is a worse movie than Alien 3, but it's comedic, I suppose.
It's so much more
Yes.
entertaining in its badness.
Yeah, I agree with Neil. Alien 3 was it physically hurt to watch. It was that bad.
It's awful, that film. It's one of the worst films I've ever watched, period.
Yeah,
Alien
I'd agree
3.
with you.
Absolutely.
Beep, 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 beep. Don't mind
Alien
me.
3. Alien 3 is truly awful.
I'd rather watch The Room.
The room
Actually,
is
no, The Room
funny.
is...
I might rather watch The Room in any movie on this list.
Oh, that's
Gee.
How dare you?
It's
The
true.
Room. The Room is a great watch.
Yeah,
Highly
but
entertaining every
still.
time.
Always
Aliens, Chris, come on.
Aliens is obviously the better movie. There's no argument there. Aliens is a masterpiece. But The Room is infinitely watchable in its weirdness.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You have.
Oh,
You watched it with us.
I was gonna, yeah, did you? Yeah. I can't remember. I just remember all the scenes.
Back in uni days.
God, yeah.
But right, there's our list. I disagree with one of them, but apart from that, it's all right, I suppose.
One last time to cap off Alien ranked. Number 6, we've got Alien 3, where it will burn in hell forever. Number 5, we've got Alien Resurrection. Finishing in 5th, like all good limp alien dicks. In number 4, we've got Prometheus. Wow. I've not got anything to say about that one. I can't. Milkmen.
Origins of Humanity.
Shit.
In number 3, we've got Alien Covenant and the Milk Morphs. In number 2, we've got one of only 2 good films on this list, which just so happened to be in 1 and 2. Surprise! And number 1, we have one of my favourite movies ever, Aliens. So there you go. That's our list.
That is the final list for this franchise, and thank God it's over.
One day we'll probably end up doing Terminator, and it will be a very similar story.
Well, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Some might say.
Actually, no. With Terminator, they do get worse. Like in this one, I feel like Prometheus and Alien Covenant are like better than Resurrection and 3, whereas in Terminator, they just get worse. After Terminator 2, Terminator 3 is worse. What the 4th one that I can't remember is worse, and then that one, the next one's worse, and the one after that is worse. It's just downhill all the way to the bottom.
There's a sharp decline in the Alien movies, though. There's a real sharp drop off.
Yep. But right, so I guess the final thing for us to do after that is cast our new suggestions, which I'll put in an official vote in our Discord at some point. So who?
I should have a spiel for this, but yes. After every franchise, each one of us comes along with a suggestion for a new franchise, and you get to vote on it if you're part of our Discord. Which I should probably start putting in the YouTube links for this, but I never have done to this point. But go join.
We'll figure it out.
I've just opened our franchise list, and my senses have been assaulted by
High School
Chris's
Musical
typing of High School Musical. I feel actually sick.
Yep.
It might be all Haribo.
Oh God.
It's
What is that?
do you not see this before, Joe?
No.
Okay, hang on. I need to get this up for the chat. Give me a second. Yes, I know that's still of the horrible thing. Give me a second, chat.
Incredible. Well done, Chris.
It took sorry, I saw the stream for a second. It was that really buff milkman.
Alright, okay, give me a second. Don't worry, chat. It's coming. There it is. It's hideous. Thank you, Chris.
I need to remind people that High School Musical exists at all times.
Do you?
You really don't.
Well, you're gonna bring it up right now, aren't you? You son of a bitch.
I don't think I'm going to. Not this time. I might not choose.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Wait, why is my thing changed to me? What? Okay, my box has just changed to... Okay.
You're a solid 9 out of 10.
It looks like my formatting.
Just let
God
me...
help us.
Okay, I'll be back. There we go. That was weird. We'll never speak of this again.
Now, you see, I do have this evil part in me that wants to choose chaos and wants to choose High School Musical. Just
Don't
we have 3 weeks.
you
now.
dare.
But we just talked about Terminator, and I actually have a hankering to watch Terminator films after talking about Terminator. But then I have to wrestle with we've got 7 weeks, and at least 5 of those weeks are going to be trash.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that again.
Then I've got Star Wars. I'm always in the mood for Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but
The Civil War.
Do I want to start Blunt Lemon Civil War? Who knows? Do I want to choose that manner of chaos this time?
No.
I don't know.
But then it's like we've got. I'm assuming Star Wars is just the actual.
The 9
yeah.
episodes, yes.
So that's going to be 9 weeks of pure shit.
Wait, hang on.
Oh.
He's already stirring the pot.
Steady on there, sir. You nearly got my hackles up.
Well, I'll start us with my suggestion because I already know what I'm going for anyway, and I'm going to say Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, I don't know if I can make this slight alteration to it, when I say Pirates of the Caribbean, does that mean we have to do all 5, or can we just do the original 3?
Oh, I'd say
No, we have to do all 5.
Fine,
Because
all 5.
this was going to be my suggestion as well earlier on, but I'm still desperately trying to think of another one. I wouldn't mind watching a franchise that we can watch for free. Not free, but is on something. So that's a good one because it's on Disney Plus.
I also
I've
have
had to pay.
a little devil inside of me that says Fast and Furious. Just whispers it.
Oh, God, no.
I've watched 1.5 Fast and Furious films. I've never got through number 2 ever. Couldn't do it.
I think
It's
I
terrible.
would die.
I'd kill you. We'd have to do that once lockdown's over. We could actually go to someone's house.
Yes.
It's very true. I feel like maybe, yeah. We should choose something that's
No
don't
killing. We'll do our best. But it
there's
depends on the
certain
suggestions that are
franchises
made.
that there's certain franchises that I definitely want to watch with all of you. Lord of the Rings, definitely. I think I'd want to watch the Hobbit films with you
Yep.
because
I couldn't
that
do
would be
that.
amusing. You couldn't do that alone.
Just seen another one where I could choose chaos.
I think I'm going to choose a trilogy.
I could do Paranormal
Short.
Activity. I could suggest that one.
You're-
You,
You're a fuck.
you're a bad human.
I think I'm
Or
Eric.
or do I bring the DC Extended Cinematic Universe here?
You could
I would
fuck
quit.
off.
I would
Wait,
absolutely love to watch those the DC. I would absolutely love to do that, but again,
Quick.
I feel like
You're talking to someone who actually likes Batman v Superman here, so let's...
I'm
No.
torn between the Mummy and Spider-Man. I think.
I'm happy
I-
with either of those.
if you choose one, I'll choose the other.
Yeah. Okay then. Spider-Man and the Mummy.
What? You've chosen both?
No,
What's-
you fuck.
Ki-
no matter what gets chosen, they're both ending up there.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Joe meant.
I didn't think it was that complicated.
Oh right, yeah.
No, I take them both.
We'll have 5 options this week.
So it's just up to Chris and his chaos.
When we talk
Oh,
about
do you
Spider-Man films,
I think
right?
just
Is
Tobey
just
Maguire.
No,
Tobin?
I- I'd petition for the Amazings to be in there as well.
Yeah, I'd happy have the amazing Spider-Man films in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. Agreed.
Because that gives plenty of room for my spicy opinions to flex their muscles.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Didn't realize you had spicy opinions about those films.
I mean, I could tell you my spicy opinions right now if you want, but
I mean,
No.
I'm curious.
No.
do you want me to? I could say and flesh it out later if you so desire.
You can say the basics of it now, sure. Go on.
I don't like Spider-Man 2 that much, and I like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 way more than any human being should.
Oh wow, that is a spicy opinion. What the hell is wrong with
They
you?
are spicy.
Takes Chris over.
I
Like the first one, okay, but the second one, what?
I really love. I've forgotten the actor's name. What's his name?
Andrew
Spider-Man.
Garfield.
And I really like Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Just like I find him and whoever played Gwen Stacy, I've forgotten now.
Emma Stone.
Their on-screen chemistry and charisma so much more entertaining than the pure stone of like black hole of charisma that is Tobey Maguire.
I mean, I'll completely
Good
agree with
lord,
that.
that man can suck the joy out of a scene in seconds.
I mean, I'll agree with that. I always liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, just for his performance as Spider-Man, and then yeah, him and Gwen Stacy were just fantastic together in those 2 films. But anyway, so that's 3. What's the 4th one then, Chris?
There's so many good choices.
Hurrah.
Am I bad, Chris, today, or am I good, Chris? Now these are the questions. These are the questions.
Here's where
of
Chris
life.
picks James Bond, 26 films.
don't tempt me, please. No, never pick that. I'm that crazy.
I mean, you say that, but you
Uh,
did pick that before the first one. It was called the MCU.
It's true, but the MCU, is good.
Um,
It's better than 1960s James Bond. Believe me.
I know.
I've tried watching those 26 films.
I saw a bit of Moonraker recently. Not Moonraker. Which one where they're all fighting in space?
Nice Moonraker.
Oh, is it? Yeah. It's great.
Moonraker is a certain kind of shit.
Yep.
It's really bad.
Yes, Nina, but that would also be 26 weeks of our lives, if not more. Because watching them every week.
Okay, right. Here's where it's come down to in my head because I feel nice. It's either Mission Impossible or the X-Men movies, and I don't know which one to go with because I really like the X-Men. Not the X-Men. I really like Mission Impossible, at least 3 onwards. But the X-Men films have a lot to discuss, if that makes sense.
Wait.
They're a juicy ranking.
If it's the X-Men films, do you literally mean all the X-Men films?
I'm starting from the year 2000. There's not actually that many of them. There's about
6?
9, 6, 7, 9, somewhere in that range.
Oh wait, no,
No,
that depends if you're involving the Wolverine films on their own as well, or if you literally mean the one with because it would be it would be X-Men, then X-Men 2, and then 3, and then we'd have the Wolverine.
There's Origins Wolverine, and then there's
the Wolverine.
Then there's the Wolverine. Then there's First Class.
Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and then Logan.
Logan, and technically there's one more beyond that. That's
Oh, do we have to watch the New Mutants?
So that would be 10 films. That is a big one.
Isn't New Mutants a TV show?
No, it was a movie that came out last year.
Oh,
Was it?
I thought it was a TV show.
It came out have they dumped it on Disney Plus?
It came out like a fart in the wind last year. Nobody remembered it happened, and it just blew away.
I think it was a strategic release on their part.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
100% Disney wanted to bury that one.
I remember the poster for the New Mutants was in my cinema for 3 years. They were like, it's coming out eventually, I promise you. It never came out.
So what are your guys' suggestions again? I will make this quicker now because I'm in decision making mode.
Mine was Pirates of the Caribbean.
And Spider-Man and what was the other one?
Mummy.
Superheroes already represented. I'm bringing Mission Impossible to the table.
How many films is that?
6.
7.
7? I thought Fallout was 6.
I'll give it a goog.
All right,
Good shout though. It's a really good shout.
So yeah, there's our list from left to right. Chris's Mission Impossible franchise, and the Pirates of the Caribbean, then Spider-Man, and then the Mummy. Oh, does that mean Into the Spider-Verse as well?
No.
I mean, if you guys really, really want to put it in there, I'd put my vote on yes because I love that film.
I need to know what films are going to be involved in this, so I know what to put on the vote for Discord, so people know what they're voting for.
I love that film though, but it's so better than the other ones. It's embarrassing. So much
It
better.
does wipe the floor with every other Spider-Man film that's ever been made.
Well, yay or nay, because I've not seen it, so.
I'll put
You haven't seen it. I'll put yay.
All right, so that'd be 6 films then. But yeah, I guess that's it then. We're done with Alien. We can drop it and never have to look back on it.
What a shit franchise. Not to poo too much on a down dog. That was a weird way of putting that. That was a very strange way of saying that.
I believe the proper expression is beating a dead horse.
There's nothing quite like taking a shit on a dog in the street, is there?
God damn it, Chris. Get us out of here before you break more. This franchise has broken us, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we've been reduced to. It started off so well, and then it fell so far. And now we are broken men.
This far in this video, I'm going to assume you actually quite enjoyed it, so I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, ring the little dangly bell that rings at the back of my throat. Dion, plug the streams.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You might recognize me from our movie rankings, as well as chiefly the completion series. At the moment, we have, well, as of last week as of recording this, I both finished Portal, because I forgot how fucking short that game was. Um, especially if you seem to be at least semi-competent at it. And so we've started playing Ori and the Blind Forest, and dear God, I'm loving that game. So yeah, go ahead and check that out at weekends. It'll either be a Saturday night and or a Sunday morning. Saturday night depends on if these lovely chaps are free to play games, because if they are, then that'll be a Blunt Lemons Live instead. And then it's movie rankings mostly every other Monday, depending on people's availability and just how we're all feeling in general. But yeah, so go ahead and check us out at twitch.tv/BluntLemons and join our ever-growing community. It's getting there slowly but steadily. It'll be a pleasure to have you all.
And
please. Please follow us on Twitter at BluntLemon and comment down below. Do you agree with us on the rankings? Do you think Aliens is the best? Do you think Resurrection is the worst? Do you think Alien 3 is the worst? And also, what do you have on your crumpets? I want to know.
Goblin shark.
Nice bit of shark steak.
Yes.
any pearls of wisdom for us, Joe? Anything you want to plug? You got a competing podcast service that you want to pimp out?
Well, for the last few weeks, I've been doing a Joe's only podcast. It's where we only allow Joes on the podcast. We have many interesting Joes as of late. You know, we've had Joseph, the Lord's father. In a sense.
I like where you took this, because I was going to go with Joe Blow's OnlyFans.com.
That's my other side hustle.
When are you going to do a collaboration with Joe Rogan?
He's a bit beneath me at the minute, I'm not going to lie to you. He's only the biggest podcast in the world.
So does it count if your middle name is Joe? Does it have to be your first name?
I mean, you can come on if you've got a middle name of Joe, but we look down on you the whole time.
Second class Joe.
Yeah, we talk
Physically.
over you pretty much constantly.
You physically sit above them
Yeah,
in massive thrones.
He just sits on them. They are his seat.
Sits on them.
And that's it. That's all you're gonna get. So come check it out. Go to joeblowsjoe.com.
Joe Blow's Joe.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
That's the Pornhub site. That's the Pornhub site. Wrong link, Joe. Wrong link.
Oh.
Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen, and on that oversized bombshell, we'll bid the adieu.
Oh, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Adios, you guys.
Goodbye, everyone.